Hello, I'm TC.
I'm JJ.
And I'm Toy Story.
And this is the Geek Beat, presented by the Long Island Comic Guys, the masters of the geeky verse. Well, welcome back, everyone, geek freaks and anyone else who watches this show. It's been a while. We've been gone. I think it's been almost 2 months, if not more. But we're finally back, and we're going to be better than ever. And if we're not, then you'll never see us again. But we're changing it up. If you haven't seen our kind of public service announcement that we made earlier in the week, we're going to be doing two episodes a week. One is going to be what you're listening to right now, the Geek Beat or watching. And the second is going to be a featured topic each week. And I won't go into what those are. You can go back and find the public service announcement. But it's good to see you guys again. It's good to be back in the StreamYard world. And yeah. And as always, we're not gonna change everything on you. Right now, we're gonna turn it over to Toy Story for the Geek Beat.
Yes, we are, and you're still keeping that low voice. All right, so get jumping right into it. We're back with con season, and cons have started up again, and with those starting up again, we have a little controversy brewing this past weekend.
The dirty world of the underbelly of con.
Oh yeah. So there's a little bit of an issue this past week with Big Apple Comic Con and Rob Liefeld.
Well, a couple weeks ago. What was
a couple
this?
weeks
2 weeks ago. It's all right.
Yeah.
Recent news.
Recent news. So essentially, in a nutshell, what happened? Rob Liefeld was supposed to be at Big Apple as a guest, featured guest. They're promoting it up until I think the Tuesday before it was supposed to happen, where Big Apple claims that he pulled out without word, without any communication from management, whatever. They just pulled out and didn't tell them anything. Big Apple went on Facebook, posted this thing, kind of throwing them under the bus, saying they never got back to us, and a little bit of a social media war went on between the two of them, right?
All right. So for those of you who don't know, Big Apple Con is run by Michael. Is it Michael Carbonaro?
Mike Carbonaro, yeah.
Mike Carbonaro, and obviously you know who that other guy is that Toy Story mentioned. So Big Apple Con has been around for a really long time. But it also has a little bit of controversy. I think for a little while it was run by WizardCon. It's always been kind of it's been a pretty good show to buy. I won't lie to you. I think, JJ and I went to a few, yep. And, we've gotten some good books there. Yep. It's never, from all our friends who vendor, nobody ever really loves vendoring there. And again, to what Toy Story says, the reason he said claim that Rob Liefeld is going to be there, from what we've heard from inside, sources, is that people who are announced as guests aren't always really guests, scheduled guests. So there's a little shadiness going on from time to time with that. But I'm not going to lie. I'm not surprised that something like this happened from either of those personalities. Anyone who doesn't know Mike Carbonaro knows he's kind of out there. And everybody knows Rob Liefeld is another one who's he lives in his own world too. So,
yeah,
I
don't think it's a big surprise.
I think this is the first convention I've seen make a post like that about him.
What a way to start it, huh?
Yeah, I know.
At least the local conventions scenes, right?
Yeah, right. So, I mean, it's crazy. We were watching that unfold live as it was happening.
So nuts.
I know. So that's that with that. So next up, moving into a little bit of movie news, Antonio Banderas has joined the cast of Indiana Jones 5, guys.
What?
Yes. Undisclosed role so far. It's under wraps still, but he's in it.
What has it been? He hasn't done anything really in a long time, right?
He was in Expendables 3.
Was he?
Shrek?
I don't even Shrek. That's all I know.
Yeah, he was the cat in Shrek, Puss in Boots.
He's been in small stuff here and there. I don't think anything I've seen outside of the last Expendables movie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so he hasn't been relevant at all for a while.
Yeah. Do we think he's going to play the villain?
I'm thinking I can't imagine who else he's going to play.
Yeah. He's got to be a villain.
Yeah.
It's probably hopefully the main villain.
Yeah.
I mean, what's Harrison Ford now? 117?
He just turned 79.
He did.
Wow.
Do we know for sure that he's the main character, or is it going to be like a Creed kind of thing? Where Rocky was in it, but there was someone else kind of at the forefront.
Harrison Ford?
So.
Yeah. Like, is he center of the movie?
I think so. Yeah.
Mhm.
I imagine they're going to end it with him.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know. I saw some screenshots. There've been some photos.
Yeah, I saw those too.
I know some big parade. I guess for the moon landing. So we're going to be in the 60s. I guess in the 1960s.
Yeah, that makes sense. The last one was like in the 50s.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
No, I said we'll see what happens here. He's still hurt. I know that he's been using. They've been using a body double for him for some far away shots. So that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing now. Yeah.
He got hurt. He hurt his shoulder or something again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
He got hurt on Star Wars too.
Yep.
That's true.
So he should give it up.
I think he's close to it. So I know this isn't part of the news, but I read something the other day and I never knew it. So do you remember Toy Story? I don't know if you've ever seen The Last Crusade. Have you seen it?
No.
All right. So there's a scene in the beginning. Yeah.
Wait, like Indiana Jones?
Well, Indiana Jones. The Last Crusade.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So the opening scene when the young Indiana Jones is like River Phoenix, he runs into that guy, like the guy who gives him the fedora and everything. So they never mention his name or anything, even in the credits. Like he's mentioned, like his name is like Fedora. So that was supposed to be Abner Ravenwood. What's his name's daughter?
Oh, really?
Yeah, like so that was intended. There was going to be like a bigger part, and they were going to like talk about like how he kind of like took him under his wing and stuff later. But it was weird, like because I was like what's the deal with this guy? He just gave him the hat, but weird anecdote that I never knew about. But
I didn't know about that either.
Yeah.
Huh.
Moving on.
No, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we'll see. I mean, we'll see what this movie does. I mean, the last one wasn't fantastic, as we know. But
I'm gonna be honest; it can't be worse than that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Cannot be worse than that one.
Bad. Moving on. So Dwayne Johnson has announced the end of filming for Black Adam, DC Universe's Black Adam.
Huge news there.
Yeah.
Like
he's been pumping this movie on Instagram and social media so much, posting behind the scenes shots and stuff.
There's been so many. I've been hearing so many things from every direction about this movie. How it's supposed to like reignite the whole DC movies again. I don't know if it's ever gonna. It's never gonna reach the magnitude of a Marvel movies.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know, but I'm hearing that. Did Superman is supposed to be in this? Was that confirmed? I've heard like they were trying to get him.
I haven't heard anything confirmed.
They were together a while back and like doing stuff. I don't know if that means he was in the movie. I mean, between this and the Flash movie, I think people are getting glimmers of hope, but I mean, I don't think anybody can count on them. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't expect a bad movie from The Rock. The one I'm really more nervous for is the Flash one, because like I feel like a lot's riding on that, and with like Michael Keaton, I know Michael Keaton's going to be awesome in it, but is everyone else?
Yeah,
I don't know. Like I'm very wait and see with them, because like any chance they have to screw it up, they seem to do it, and it's just very disheartening. And I'm not going to get my hopes up again.
The only problem I have with the Flash movie, because I know it's supposed to be based on Flashpoint, and Flashpoint is such a big comic part. Like there's a lot to it. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of
sure.
And to do that in one movie, you can't do it. I've read it's one of my favorite series. I love the whole Flashpoint, and I think it's just too much for one movie. Especially if you're bringing in all these other casts from other universes or whatever, however you want to call it. I mean, it's just, again, I think it's too much, and they should. I hope they're going to break it up. I don't know.
I guess it's again. I think it's wait and see.
Sure about that.
Ooh.
I'm not sure about that either, Stevie.
All right, what else do we got?
All right, so we all know the Obi-Wan Kenobi show is currently filming and is coming next year. So apparently they've reportedly cast a Princess Leia, obviously going to be a child Princess Leia. So yeah, she's a young girl. Just trying to find her name here. She played in have you guys ever seen Bird Box? I know you haven't, JJ.
No, I have not.
She was one of the kids in Bird Box, Vivian Lyra Blair. So yes, her.
That girl right there.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where they're going with this, because I guess now are they going to cast a young Luke Skywalker?
I'm sure they will.
They already?
I haven't heard that yet.
I think.
And isn't it? And this Obi-Wan, it's only supposed to be what, 6 episodes, and that's it.
6 episodes. Yep.
For them to squeeze in maybe an episode of Princess Leia, it's interesting.
Yeah.
To waste
it may be a small part. I don't even. She may not even be in the whole thing. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know.
It's really weird, like all the things you're hearing about this. It seems like there's so many characters, and just like I really, more than any show, I have no idea where they're going with this.
I have no clue whatsoever.
But,
especially for 6 episodes.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize the Darth Vader series is still a thing, though. Like that's happening.
It is. I didn't know that.
That's what I heard. Because people, I guess, are like banking on like that other Wookiee. Like the one from like Darth Vader 1, like Black Kristen or whatever his name was. I don't know if you guys read the Darth Vader comic, but that like bad Wookiee, the one Dr. Aphra.
Oh yeah,
he's like they're saying that he's going to be a part of that. But
interesting.
Okay. Oh, and just more news on like castings to make it even more confusing for Obi-Wan. I don't know if you guys know the guy Sung Kang from Fast and the Furious. He plays Han in that.
Yes, I recognize him.
Apparently cast as the 5th brother in Obi-Wan as well. I don't even remember who that is. Is he one of like the Inquisitor dudes or?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that completely unrelated. I saw some. You know, people always post their casting ideas for people. Mm-hmm. I saw who's the guy who played John Walker in Falcon.
Riot Russell.
Yeah, I'm seeing fan casting. They want him to play Agent Callus in in live action from Rebels.
I remember. Yeah, I feel like
they had a side by side, and it was like uncanny.
Yeah, I feel like he might not be a guy we see. He might be a guy we don't see.
Yeah. All right. Total sidetrack.
All right.
So Obi-Wan, lots of castings.
When's that coming out? Do we know?
What's that?
When's that coming out? Do we know?
2022. Yeah. So they're filming it now. They must be finishing it up soon. They started in like February.
It just seems like a lot for again. I'm going to say it again. 6 episodes. There's a lot playing on this.
Yeah. Maybe they're doing closer to hour episodes. I know Mandalorian was shorter, but you never know. They might be doing longer ones.
Let's hope
TC says no.
35 minutes with 11 minutes of credits.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. All right, moving on from Star Wars. So a little Shazam news. One of the Shazam family actors has been dropped from the next film, Fury of the Gods.
Do we know who?
Yeah, Michelle.
The girl that plays Mary.
Michelle Borth.
Right. She dropped out. So the girl that plays the older one, Grace Fulton, she played the older. She was the one in the costume. She's going to play both roles now. So she's going to play Mary, outside the costume, and Shazam in the costume.
Are you sure? Because I think you might have it switched. I think the girl who originally in the first one played like the buffed up version of Mary, I think she's left, and the girl who played her before she transforms is playing both roles.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, so the girl
happened, yeah.
The girl that was not Shazam, that's Grace Fulton.
Right. Yeah. No, she was the Shazam person.
Right.
She was she was like when Mary turns into Shazam, Mary Shazam, that was Grace Fulton, I think.
Right.
And what's the other character's name?
The character?
Yeah, is it Mary something?
Mary.
Yeah. So she's playing like the regular version, and then like the Mary Shazam version, or the Mary Marvel.
Yep.
Sorry, I still call the Marvel version of her. Got it. Okay.
Yep.
I love that movie, that first movie. Oh my god.
I'm excited for the second one.
I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've seen it since we went to see it in the movie theater.
We saw it together, right?
Yeah, I probably liked it as much as Black Widow, which doesn't mean I didn't like it.
Yeah. I think I had no expectations, so I was just like, "Oh, this is cool."
Yeah, it was enjoyable. It was oddly enjoyable.
Similar to when I saw Ant-Man. That's exactly how I felt.
It was a fun movie. I always consider that just a fun movie.
For sure.
Not overly thinking about it. Like it wasn't. It was just a fun movie just to enjoy to watch.
Yep, for sure. All right, moving on. Gal Gadot, another DC actress, is reportedly in talks for a Fast and the Furious return.
I just can't.
I don't remember her being in any other
When
films.
did she? Oh, I was going to say, when did she leave?
She dies, first of all.
Does she really?
Yeah, just like the other guy died. But
Which one was it? Was it the first movie?
I think she came in the third movie, but she doesn't die in that one. She was in a few movies before she died. I think she was in like 3 of them, I want to say. But
I've seen them. I'm not a big fan of them. I've only seen them once.
I've seen the early ones. I like the early ones. They're enjoyable.
I mean, the first one was fantastic. I love that movie. The second one, third one, I think was Tokyo. Oh, so maybe she was in the fourth one.
Maybe, yeah.
That was when they finally came back together. I haven't seen since the one that he wasn't in after Paul Walker died. I haven't seen any of the ones post his death.
Is that the Shaun and Hobbs?
No. There's been like 3 or 4.
Shaun and Hobbs is the one with the rock, right?
Yeah, I like that one. That's the only one I remember. But the other ones, I couldn't tell you a darn thing about the other ones.
I could do like probably 1 and 2 pretty well.
Yeah, I had no idea she was in those movies.
Yeah.
No idea. Interesting.
Yeah.
Whatever.
All right, moving on. So Paramount reportedly wants Chris Pine to cross over into Star Trek TV shows from his role in movies.
I mean, he might as well if he's not going to do anything else.
Yeah. So are they they're planning Star Trek shows?
They are.
They must be, of course.
They're already doing them.
Yeah.
There's
they got that streaming service now, so they're trying to push everything, trying to be like a Disney Plus.
Paramount Plus.
I'm
watching so many 90s Nickelodeon cartoons.
Yeah, I saw that the other day that they had Nickelodeon stuff on there. I don't watch any of that garbage, but they have like 2 shows, I think, at least, of Star Trek aside from Picard. I think there's Discovery and maybe one other one on Paramount Plus. I've heard Discovery is really good. I may get around to watching that. I finally finished a second time I finished Star Trek The Next Generation. So now I want to start Picard because I also watched Nemesis, which somehow I missed, someone's like, oh, it's not important to watch that. I was like, yeah, it is. Fucking Data dies. I was like, how is that not important?
Yeah.
That was our first F-bomb of the show. Let's go. All right.
The new and improved, don't forget.
You're going to throw Fs at you. But
all right, next. Good to move on?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so Black Widow is finally out after like a year and a half. So it opened strong the first weekend for a pandemic movie with $80 million, but it suffered the worst box office collapse in MCU history. It dropped 67.5% on its second weekend.
Now, is this box office?
Box office only, yes.
So this doesn't include people watched on Disney Plus?
Doesn't include Disney Plus, and they made a pretty penny off of that too. A lot of people bought it.
Yeah.
Us 3 included, I think.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah, did you guys?
Mm-hmm. Yep, yeah, that's how I wound up watching it. Because me and Steph just stayed home because we couldn't get enough people to go to the movie. I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna watch it. I mean, it's not surprising. I think things are still in like this weird, like kind of funk right now, where you're gonna see the people who really want to go to the movies, they're gonna go right away, and then other people, like, I don't think you're gonna get that trickle. I think it's still going to happen within like a year and a half. You're still going to see like that. And the thing that stinks is too, like with all these like massive movies that were coming out before, they would still say every year, like, less and less people are going to the movies. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I see every time I go to a movie, I can't find a gosh damn seat. Yeah. So, I don't know.
So you say an F-bomb and then say gosh dang?
Yeah, I don't know why I did that. It was such a weird, it was like night and freaking day there.
That was funny.
I was like, oh, jeez. I'm having a swell time over here, eh? All right. So we said that. Who knows what the deal is with that? I think, it's gonna take a while before things really recover. But everyone saw it, right?
Yep.
All right, so let's do our grades real quick, and then you want to give like a quick little thoughts on it. Let's hear that. We're gonna start with Toy Story.
Okay. Go. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was not the best Marvel movie. I didn't think it was bad by any stretch. I thought it was the acting was excellent. I freaking love Florence Pugh and David Harbour. Highlights of the movie. The story, I was interested the whole way. I love the backstory. A couple pacing issues. Overall, very good. I give it a 7.5, 7.5.
Excellent. Excellent synopsis. JJ, do you want to go next?
You're dead on with you. I was going with the 7.5 on it also. I love the Red Guardian character. I forget what his name is, but I loved him. I could do without her sister. I mean, I wasn't. She was okay.
Wow.
I don't know. She just. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just the Russian attitude. She was okay. It wasn't over the top for me. I know she's coming back for some of the shows, so we'll see how she is. But
I think we're going to see her in Hawkeye next.
Right. I love the story. The story was great. I like the action on it. I don't think it was too much. I don't think it was enough. I think it was good enough. It was it was one of those fun movies to watch while at home. Not going to the theater and watch it. Red Guardian's my favorite. I love that guy. That was hysterical.
Yeah.
I echo probably almost all the sentiments except for that. I probably more aligned with Toy Story on Florence Pugh. I think she was fantastic. I think this movie was mainly set up as her kind of like moving forward as a new star. And David Harbour was fantastic, hilarious. Like between those two, I thought those two were the stars in the movie. I feel like you almost forget about Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, for a couple scenes I did. Like in the middle, I was like, wait, where is she? What's she doing?
Her character kind of fades away. Rachel Weisz was someone else too, who I love Rachel Weisz, and she was like very bland. I mean, she had a good character, but it was like some of her action scenes were awesome. It was great to see her like throwing down. Again, the story was pretty good. I agree about the pacing. I'm surprised that this is going to be, I'm coming in at the lowest end here, but it's very close. I'm going to go with like a 7 out of 10.
That's still a solid movie, though. Like to be clear,
I'm going to be honest. I was not surprised that they gender switched Taskmaster, because if they were going to make like the great villain of like a first female movie, a guy, I feel like it would have been like a sellout for them. So I understand why they did that. It's cool. I hope they make Taskmaster a little cooler in the future. I feel like you didn't get enough of him or her, excuse me. So 7-0. I think it's a solid movie, enjoyable. Again, not my favorite, but not the worst. Also, so fun fact here. So I don't know if you guys saw this, but the end scene. So there was an alternate ending. We don't want to give it away. So close your ears for like 3 minutes. But the Julia Louis-Dreyfus scene where she sees her at the end basically sets up her joining whatever little team, Dark Avengers or whatever the heck it's going to be. There was an alternate ending where she whistles and somebody whistles back and it cuts to black. So what people are speculating is that when Cap went back, he brings back all the stones, right? He gives the soul stone back, soul for a stone or soul for soul. He gives the soul back. He gets the soul back. So is she really gone?
That's interesting.
It's yes to be seen. But I think our next talking point is going to maybe make all of this a moot point anyway.
Yeah, probably.
You want to go into that?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So I know we're a little behind. Black Widow came out a while ago. Loki came out a while ago. It's over now, maybe like 2 weeks, who knows. We won't get into like what exactly happened. We'll talk about it, overall. I want to know, and we don't have to give grades here, but quick thoughts on Loki the entire season.
Oh my God. Owen Wilson. Awesome.
I loved Owen Wilson. There was a moment where we thought, he got zapped, and I thought that was it. And I was like, I was very disappointed in that, because I think he made this entire show like he's perfect for this role.
Mm-hmm. Regarding the multiverse stuff, I think it's beautiful, amazingly done. I think it's a very cool concept. I'm a little worried because I typically don't like. The reason why I typically don't like time travel and that kind of stuff is because it almost means there's no consequences, because anybody could just come back and they could do this and blame it on time travel, blame it on multiverse. It's gone. So I'm a little worried about that, honestly, going forward. But overall, I'm excited to see where it's going to go.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that too. So the show in general, fantastic.
Yeah, amazing. Great show.
I mean, I won't just say Owen Wilson is fantastic, but more so Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston together are just amazing. Like, listen, like, WandaVision I thought was fantastic up until this show came out. Definitely the best Disney Plus, Marvel show they've done so far. But Loki was just phenomenal. Like, I loved everybody in it. Everyone was perfectly cast. I mean, again, spoiler alerts here. It's been 2 weeks. If you're a comic book fan and haven't watched it yet, I mean, I absolutely love the guy they have playing King. He seems so versatile, so flexible. He's going to play so many different versions. And we don't even know for sure that he is King because he never says the word King or the name King. But I mean, we're pretty sure, they've said he's King already. Mm-hmm. But he's just so good. Like, I love that scene. Matt, I know JJ knows who this is, but do you know who Ben Vereen is by any chance?
No, maybe by face.
He gave me he was big in the 80s. He was like a dancer.
Oh yeah, of course I know him. Yeah,
he's Zoobilee Zoo. I don't know if you ever watched Zoobilee Zoo. My Zoobilee Zoo fans out there, what's up? He gave me such like Ben Vereen vibes. I was like, I freaking love this guy. But I mean, it was so awesome,
And this Sophia chick, like, she nailed it. Like,
fantastic.
The relationship between her and Tom, like, it was great to see that. Like, they were perfect together. They blew it out of the park.
Yeah, absolutely. No complaints.
Park for sure. I mean, everyone was just so perfectly cast. And the greatest news that came at the end was we're going to get another season.
Yeah, I thought it was only be a one-shot thing.
The one thing that bummed me out, is that Mobius doesn't remember Loki.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, all right, hopefully that works for like great television in like season 2. But so I didn't even really want to dive too much into the show because it's over and done with and everyone said their piece on it. But now you've heard our piece. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about the implication? So let's go to JJ for this because Matt, you've already kind of given implications for the MCU post Loki season 1 now. So what do you think, JJ?
It's just, again, I'm curious to see where they go because I know we still got Doctor Strange coming out. We kind of know what happened with WandaVision because that all ties into this. Like, I'm curious to see where they're going with this because we've spent the last 20 years watching a bunch of Marvel movies. Is that all crap the bag now? Is that does that really matter anymore?
I mean, I think the one great thing that they've been able to do is kind of follow the comic books, which is they do a lot better than DC does. They kind of take a lot of civil liberties, and Marvel does too to a certain extent. They're not going to regurgitate verbatim for you, but they follow the storylines a lot. So I think what's going to happen is you're going to get the Earth that we know where all this Avengers stuff happens. I think you're going to get that, and maybe they won't call it this, but it's going to be Earth 616. And then everyone else may be coming from a different version or a multiverse. And, the thing is weird. So they do have a lot of get out of jail free cards now, just like they do in comics.
Yes, they do.
So they're so we can take anybody anytime we want. And guess what? Hey, you want Captain America back? Steve Rogers? Sure. Here you go.
That's what I'm afraid of.
An actor from a different world. So, yeah. I mean,
it could make for some really cool scenarios, but yeah.
You know what? At the end of the day, it gives them a lot of flexibility too. Which you got to listen. There's probably a lot of people who don't want to commit to 10 to 15 years of making one type of movie. And listen, I get that. I was they got lucky. I mean, listen, the only reason they had freaking Robert Downey Jr. for that long, Robert Downey Jr. was down in the dumps for a long time. He was he was
barely got the Iron Man role.
Yeah, he was scraping to get to get roles and stuff like that here and there because of his past drug problems and jail issues. I mean, he got paid less than the other guy did for that first movie. I don't even remember what his name is now. I apologize. But the guy who played the first War Machine, that guy got paid a lot more than he did to do the movie.
Yeah.
So.
Robert Downey Jr.'s insurance was so high.
Yeah.
And this opens up now. So now you're able to probably get the X-Men. You're going to get the Fantastic Four.
It's their key to get everybody in there.
It's is that good? Is that bad?
Listen.
And just so you're aware, I mean, we did already see a trailer, not a trailer, but kind of like a 10-second video of Deadpool now coming into this world, into the MCU with what's his name,
Korg.
Korg. So I mean, it's already started. I mean, we saw it already. So,
I mean, everything has literally been waiting for this because, so many things got pushed back. We have where, they envision that they're going to bring us. And I think it's going to be awesome. I mean, the best was I saw this meme where Loki says like, oh, you can't kill him. What if he's right? And, this does break the universe and whatever. He goes, yes, but if I don't, we can't get Maguire and Garfield into Spider-Man. He goes, you're right, kill him. So, I mean, like, that's coming out this year, too. So, I mean, that would explain.
Man, if those two aren't in that movie, a lot of people are going to be mad at this point.
There better be at least one. Or
if they weren't planning on it, they're doing it now because of what everybody's saying.
It's funny. I feel like the other guy, Garfield's been so adamant that he's not been in it. I feel like Maguire's been playing it a little bit more coyly. So, I mean, I guess we're going to see what happens. Even if they don't do it now, maybe they'll do it later. Yeah. Imagine they just like end it like that, where those two show up. Like that would be sweet.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the Geek Beat.
Yeah. Well, that's the Geek Beat for the week. Again, I'm TC.
I'm JJ.
I'm Toy Story.
And thanks for getting geeky with us.